The White Lotus Season 3 ended with a bang, sending some guests home to a completely different life and seeing others lose their lives. Season 3 was set in Thailand and took the show's typical form of teasing a death in the opening moments and rewinding to see how each character is set on a path toward trouble. This even includes Belinda, a beloved Season 1 character who returned as a guest in Season 3. While she first comes to Thailand in the hope that she will be able to learn enough to eventually open her own spa, things take a dark turn when Belinda recognizes Greg. Much of Belinda's arc in Season 3 follows her attempts to figure out what Greg's plan is and if she is truly in danger from him. In the final episodes of the season, Greg poses a major threat to Belinda and her son Zion, but ultimately they come out on top with Greg deciding to give Belinda $5 million to keep her from informing the police of his whereabouts or connection to Tanya's death. While several characters die in the White Lotus's Season 3 finale, Belinda and Zion leave Thailand happily, though her decisions in that process are somewhat frustrating. Belinda abandoning Pornchai repeats what Tanya did to her in the White Lotus Season 3's ending. Belinda's actions with Pornchai mirror her own Season 1 ending. Belinda's The White Lotus Season 3 ending felt very bittersweet. While she got enough money from Greg to finally open her dream spa, taking this money also meant leaving Pornchai behind. Throughout the season, the two had grown close, and Pornchai even suggested that they should open a spa together in Thailand in the future. However, when Belinda decided to accept Greg's money, she knew that she had to get out of Thailand without waiting to see if Greg would change his mind. This is very reminiscent of the White Lotus Season 1's ending, but it puts Belinda in the exact opposite position. Throughout Season 1, Belinda formed a relationship with Tanya, Greg's former partner, as she attempted to mentally recover from the death of her mother. Belinda was there for Tanya, providing her comfort and stability, and in return, Tanya suggested that she would fund Belinda's spa. When Greg came into Tanya's life later in the season, she ultimately chose to leave with him, reneging on her business plans with Belinda. Season 1's ending for Belinda was very sad, as she had to wave Tanya goodbye while she was still stuck working at the White Lotus Hawaii, where her co-worker had just died. Very similarly, the end of Season 3 sees Pornchai standing on the beach waving goodbye to Belinda as she and Zion speed away in their own private boat. Tanya's choice to leave Belinda behind in Season 1 was frustrating, but knowing that Belinda had previously been through the exact same thing makes her leaving Pornchai behind even worse. Belinda leaving Pornchai still has a better excuse than Tanya backing out of their plans. Belinda's situation with Greg was fraught with danger. Though Belinda's decision to leave Pornchai behind does make her very similar to Tanya, her reasons were at least slightly better. Pornchai was someone that she seemed to genuinely care about, but she still obviously loved her son more and needed to think about their future. Taking Greg's money was risky, despite her getting what she wanted. Belinda knew what Greg was capable of, and it was in her and Zion's best interest to get out of Thailand as soon as possible since they had become connected to Greg's crimes. Tanya leaving Belinda was motivated by her desire to be loved by Greg, despite his apparent disinterest in her beyond her money. In contrast, Belinda was motivated by the need to keep her son safe and arguably to keep Pornchai safe as well. If she had told Pornchai about the money, he could have been put in danger. While it was disappointing to see Belinda make that decision, it effectively keeps Pornchai out of potential criminal investigations in the future. Of course, Belinda's desire to finally have the money she needs is no small factor either. The real meaning of Belinda's decision with Pornchai in the White Lotus Season 3's ending explained. Belinda has become more like the White Lotus's other guests. Some of the White Lotus characters, like the Ratliffs, always and straightforwardly revolved around money or the lack thereof, but Belinda always seemed different. She was more relatable and more caring, but her Season 3 decision proves that she is more like the other guests than expected. As soon as she sees the opportunity that the money would provide, she successfully bargains for more and then leaves Pornchai behind after getting it. This creates an interesting commentary about how quickly wealth and power can change a person, even if they have been the one left behind before. Belinda should not be held to a higher standard than the other very flawed characters, and I enjoyed seeing her get her happy ending. It is exactly this character arc, from her kindness to her choosing herself and money over people, that hammers home the show's point. On a character level, it feels disappointing to watch Belinda move so far from who she was morally at the beginning of the season, but on a show level, Belinda's choice of wealth over her personal connection and commitment to Pornchai is the perfect ending and exactly what the White Lotus is all about.